What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Destiny 2 Black Armory news video today. So we'll be going over the This Week at Bungie post for February 21st of 2019. Let's just dive right on into it. So obviously the season of the Drifter is coming up here within the next less than 2 weeks, which is actually pretty cool. So first thing that Bungie actually posted was that they're actually doing a Scourge of the Past raid along on February 26th at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/Bungie, and basically they're just gonna have some fun right there. They're gonna basically just round up this last season, which is Season of the Forge. So I mean, hey, that's pretty cool that they're gonna be doing that. Hopefully they can complete it. The next section, they talk about Gambit and some quality of life improvements that have actually changed in the game. Obviously, there's been a lot of feedback, and especially with Season of the Drifter coming up, that is the theme. It is Gambit themed, and obviously Gambit's going to be that base activity that we're going to be doing. You know what I mean? So here are basically what are some of the changes that are going to be coming. I'm pretty sure this isn't all of them, but there are some of them that can come, which is pretty cool. So they changed the third round of Gambit to a Primeval Rush Sudden Death, so this will speed up Gambit matches overall and add a change of pace to the final round. That's pretty cool, so we don't actually have to do all that work again to get our Primeval spawned. I don't know if it's going to be we just have to bank less motes, or he's just going to spawn right off the bat, but either way it's still going to be pretty cool. Next up, overhauled how we choose the invader spawn location and increase the number of invader spawn points for each map. This should greatly reduce the chances of spawning very near or in direct line of sight of an enemy guardian. Yeah. Okay, so I'm the guy who is the lookout, and I'm the guy who's in the invader whenever I play. Especially on a team, I'm that guy who I get in a position to where I can tell where the guy is going to be, and I hate to say, I feel really bad for the guy. Right when he spawns up, if I'm behind him, I can just queen breaker him or something, and it's really freaking bad. But I'm glad they're kind of doing this. It's going to make it a little harder to be able to actually find that enemy coming in. But still, I mean, it's not really going to change whether we take him out or not. I think it's just going to be how it is. We just get more spawn points, basically. So that's the way I see it. Next, we have implemented idle protection, which means that players that remain dormant for too long will receive an end-of-match rewards or infamy points. Okay. Oh, they will not receive end-of-match rewards or infamy points. So basically, if a player is just in the Gambit match not playing, they're going to get kicked and not get anything. So, hey, it's fine with me. They should be doing that anyway. Next, we have the Triumph. Light versus Light can now be progressed by killing any Guardian using a super, not just invaders. This makes attaining the Dredgen title a less daunting task. So, can now be progressed by killing any Guardian using a super. Oh, so you can use your super against other people, not just you killing an invader while they're in their super. I think that's what they mean by that, so fine with me, dog. Heck, I'm still working on that one. I still need 3 more. I've been messaging people help me out, I just need a few kills and I'll let you win. I really don't care about the win, you know what I mean? So they also adjusted blocker types by deposit tier. This is pretty interesting. So the small blocker, you actually get a Taken Goblin with less health than the previous Phalanx. That kind of sucks, but still, the Goblin is interesting because it can shield those other higher tier enemies. So definitely pretty interesting. Next, medium tier. It's a Taken Captain with more health than the previous Knight. That is going to be annoying. The Knights are already annoying. This Captain is going to be freaking stupid. So you got to rock that EP shoddy now. That Solar's got to take down that Solar Shield. That's how that, yeah, that's how it is. And the large blocker is now going to be a Taken Knight with more health than the previous Ogre. That, again, the Ogre, I like the Knight over the Ogre, I think, even though I think the Knight has a little more firepower. The thing with the Ogre is that it can push you off the map with its Eye Blast, which is super annoying. I'd rather be able to just rush a Taken Knight who's trying to shoot fire at me and just blast them. So that's just me. There's also going to be a triple infamy for the final week of Season of the Forge, which is next week. It starts on February 26th and ends March 5th. So keep that in mind. If you really want to be able to grind out some Gambit, get some more ranks, you get triple infamy now. Going over some sandbox changes. Obviously, update 2.2.0 is going to be coming with Season of the Drifter / Joker's Wild, and basically I'm just going to be going over some of the changes that are coming. So linear fusion rifles. These energy weapons have dominated Gambit for quite some time. First came Sleeper, then came Queenbreaker. We've made them less forgiving so we can enjoy a change of pace. So linear fusion rifle aim assist values will receive an adjustment to reduce effectiveness at very long ranges, while Queenbreaker has a high aim assist value by default. We discovered an issue where it was not honoring aim assist values that applied to other linear fusion rifles of the same archetype. This resulted in Queenbreaker having over double the intended aim assist. Ugh, that's why you can smack headshots. Linear fusion rifles will receive a 10% damage increase in PvE to compensate for the above changes. Hey, fine with me, man. Like, my Queen Breaker is not effective against a Primeval at all, so maybe this will help out in just a little bit. Going over shotguns, the Season of the Drifter, we're making a few changes to rapid fire shotguns and the full auto perk. We're doing this for a few reasons, one of them being that the full auto perk feels far too important to shotguns in PvE. This perk effectively doubles the damage output of any given shotgun due to the rate of fire increase. While we believe it is important to have useful perks on your weapons, the efficacy, I think they meant efficiency, whatever, of this is so impactful that rapid fire shotguns became the only shotguns worth considering in PvE. I mean, you're right. When the following changes released in Season of the Drifter, we hope you might be inspired to equip an aggressive shotgun or maybe even a slug shotgun for a spin in a PvE activity. So first up, shotguns will receive a damage multiplier in PvE activities, effectively doubling their damage. The Legend of Acarius is an exception, so that thing is just staying where it's at. Keep that in mind. Full auto rate of fire bonus for shotguns is now plus 10% down from plus 100%. In addition, it no longer increases the shotgun pellet spread. I mean, that's good. I didn't really know that on full auto shotguns, so I guess that's why everybody likes to use full choke. You know what I mean? So, default rate of fire values have been shifted. So for aggressive frames, went from 55 to 45 rounds per minute. Precisions went from 70 to 55 rounds per minute. Lightweights are 80 rounds per minute. They were erroneously stated to be 90 rounds per minute, so I guess they've always been 80 rounds per minute. Rapid fire, 140 RPM. Shotguns down from 200, so they were previously natively 100 RPM, but due to the intrinsic full auto, actually had 200 RPM. Okay, that makes sense. Also reduced base damage for shotguns across the board to align with their new rates of fire on a per sub-archetype basis. Ammo reserves for shotguns were re-evaluated due to their increased efficiency of having more damage per shot. We also took the opportunity to slightly adjust shotguns for the Crucible. While shotguns will remain effective in the Crucible, we have toned down the range at which shotguns could secure one-shot kill. Thank you, Bungie. This is okay. Now, I understand there's going to be some backlash to this. Like, the changes above I really don't care about. I still think shotguns are still going to be very, very effective in PvE, especially endgame content. You're still going to have things like Escalation Protocol, Shoddy, Threat Level, and even when it comes to a heavy, people are still going to be rocking things like Acarius and Whisper, which are like the boss DPS weapons. So, but in Crucible, oh man, I might be able to survive a Dust Rock Blue Shot from half the map away. You know what I mean? And I think this actually gives a lot of incentive for people to use weapons that aren't shotguns. You have to understand, people, I really do not use shotguns unless I am playing competitive. I only whip out my Dust Rock Blues if I'm playing competitive, maybe even Iron Banner if it gets that sweaty. Most of the time, I'm rocking non-meta weapons. Like, I used a freaking Atalanta D and a Persuader. Like, both of those random rolled, both of them pretty good rolls, not meta at all, and I was using like the Two-Tailed Fox in a video. Like, it completely blows my mind that people don't use these other weapons, because they're actually good, and maybe if you want to like learn something new, whip out a sniper or a fusion rifle or something like that. I swear to God. But I think these changes are fine for shotguns. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how it changes, especially in the PvE sandbox. Maybe people will start using fusion rifles or something. So that's pretty cool. Also, changes for One-Eyed Mask. Thank you. They even state here, in various combat situations, One-Eyed Mask has been too effective as has become a non-choice exotic for Titans in PvP environments. No. After implementing the following changes, we believe the exotic will still be potent if used well, but there will be more opportunities to counter it. Thank you, Bungo. Alright, let's go over the changes, actually. The duration of the Mark of Vengeance has been reduced from 15 seconds to 8 seconds, so that's basically cut in half, thank the Lord. The way players refill health after a successful kill has changed. Before, it restored all your health and the overshield refilled over time. Now the health refills over time alongside the overshield. This should give a leg up when encountering a situation where multiple people are fighting one person with the One-Eyed Mask equipped. Okay, Vengeance will no longer trigger for players in Super. Okay, this is making Supers far too potent. Okay, that is definitely interesting. So basically, when you're using your Super, One-Eyed Mask gets turned off. That's interesting. I didn't think they'd make a change like that, but still. Mark of Vengeance reduced, obviously, that time. Fine with me. I mean, 15 seconds is a pretty long time, especially if you're trying to, like, get away from a guy with a One-Eyed Mask. So, and the restoration of health and the overshield at the same time, that's better than just getting the overshield. So I guess we'll see how that works out. I mean, it's better than what it previously was before. It's definitely interesting. I mean, they mentioned that in a situation where multiple people are fighting a one-eye mass, you should be able to take out a one-eye mass just by yourself. I mean, it's hard even to do it now. And I guess if you shoot somebody that just got like their health and overshield starting to come back, you could still take them out because there's still, the TTK is still going to be a little faster than what it previously was. So maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I guess one-eye mask right now, especially with these changes, it's more about getting a kill and surviving versus getting a kill and just aping through a bunch of people. So, hey, I like the changes. I guess we'll just have to see. Going over some issues that are going to be resolved in Update 2.2.0. Last week, they went over one part of the update, and in this week's At Bungie post, they're going to be going over some other things. So the Mint Condition Triumph, there's a problem with it not unlocking. The Forged in Fire Triumph was not unlocking. The Master Smith Triumph is not updating for rare research frame completions. Thank you, they finally addressed that. The Calculated Trajectory Triumph and Metal do not trigger an Iron Banner, which is the grenade launcher one if you get 3 kills in 1 life. The Eternal Return is not updating each time players conquer Duankaru in the Dreaming City. That is the emblem. Yeah, I still have 0 on mine, and I've completed the freaking that thing a good amount of times. So next, going over the Senior Recruiter emblem, it was not updating for Refer a Friend referral completions. I don't even have that. But if you want to do Refer a Friend with me on Xbox, hey, add me, add ItsDaveOU, message me. We'll get something done because I definitely want to get that stuff. I'm a completionist. That's just me. So next we have the Black Armory DOT bounty does not progress when using non-frame Black Armory weapons. I mean, it kind of makes sense that you would use the forged weapons or the frames as the Black Armory weapons, but I guess if the bounty is supposed to be you can use any Black Armory weapons, then hey, I mean, that gives people more chances to actually complete this rare emblem. One last thing, for all you hunters out there, in Update 2.2.0, you'll actually be able to see your full cloak now when you go to inspect it. So that's just a slight change to the character screen when you preview your character, so you'll be able to see the whole thing. And that seems to be it for the This Week at Bungie post for February 21st of 2019. We're now at the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, but there are 3 things I want to go over. First up, my clan, the D1 Fire Team, is looking for active players in the Destiny community. Our members play all sorts of activities from casual PvE and PvP to the endgame content. If you're actively playing Destiny 2 and want the benefits of a bigger clan, the link to join is below. It'll say clan link. All you have to do is request to join, and myself or one of the admins will approve you. If you're with a smaller clan and want the benefits of a bigger clan, and you have, like, let's say, like 7 to 10 members, I'm just using that as an example, but if you want to come over, just send me a message on any of my social media links and we'll try to get something set up. Number 2, if you want to know how to support me, there's a link below that says best way to support me. That'll take you to a 4-minute video. If you want to go check that out, that would be awesome. But if you don't want to do that, you can always like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and all that good jazz if you want to do any of those things. Lastly, we have a link to the community Discord below. Just a heads up, we're looking for anyone with moderator experience to potentially run the Discord. I know for myself, I'm more of a player instead of a manager, so if you have some moderator experience, just send me a message and we'll try to get something set up. I know for myself, I'm on Xbox, but if you guys would like to talk or chat with me, Discord is going to be the best way to do those things. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you next time.